Under the Saturn energy. I am your hostess with the mostest. Sorry. The High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, light worker. I got tomorrow's cards ready. Aren't you excited? Starseed, Earth Angel, Mystic, Medium, Psychic, Witch, Yogi, Guru, Evangelist, North American Civil. I am your messenger of God, first child of God, your spiritual psychoanalyst, the Lilith reincarnated. What's up, what's up? In order to keep up with me, you had to see what I post on my community page and my latest live videos. Oh my gosh, Becky, did you guys hear what he did and said? I haven't even gone back and watched that video, bro. I've had a very busy day. I gotta watch that shit. That really happened, bro. I recorded it. It started real simplistic with him telling me that he was fantasizing about my homegirl after they had a cigarette and he went and jerked himself off for an hour in the back of the fucking parking lot. I was like, dude, I'm definitely going to sit down. I know. I'm definitely going to sit down with you and have a conversation. The more I asked, the worse it got. No, I'm on my live. The more I asked, the worse it got. It was just, it wasn't. And that's what happens, dude. People will come to me and they feel cool because I feel cool about having the conversation. And that's why I was like, why are you telling me this? No, I'm always truthful. I don't think you're this truthful. But I wanted to show that. And that was literally fucking triggering and terrifying for every woman to listen to. He was talking about the mentality of men and how they're always going to chase and that they're fine until they leave the house, but they can't resist it and da-da-da-da. It's like, dude, you're an asshole. Anyways, I mean, I would venture to say that he has much bigger issues than what we were just talking about. But yeah, 3 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't go to sleep. I'm not surprised. There's a lot going on in my life, but the full moons do that shit to me every fucking full moon. I remember there was this one time at band camp, I was sitting there and I was crying to Allie. I'm like, Allie, I can't get out of the moon. I'll take care of it. I'm on a live.
No.
Okay. No, I want to use that for a second. I'm going to use that in that intro. That's why it's open. I went to incognito. I had to have CJ do it because I don't know how to do any of that type of shit. Yeah, let me give her phone back. Anyways, yeah, dude, I get under those moons. They literally just pull me out there and I can't get up. It's like I want to get up, but I like can't get up. I don't know. Maybe it's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like I just can't, and I'll just sit there, just spaced out. Couple things here. Try to keep up with me. And that's another thing, too. This moon energy will start fucking going through me so fast, you can't even keep up with the words. What were we going to talk about? The moon. Oh, Steve's Love Tarot. He said in his Sagittarius video, and I wanted to point that out. I was like, he's like, it's going to feel like your spirit guides have taken a break. And I was like, that's impossible. But then it's been like that. I know what that means. People don't know what that feeling is. What is that feeling? I used to think it was a detachment, dude. In the beginning, when they would disappear, I thought I did something wrong or I lost my powers. Really? Mm-hmm. When I wouldn't see them or connect them or feel them, I thought I lost my powers or that something was wrong. Except for that one time that I blew up at them over some M&M bullshit. But otherwise, no. What is that feeling? It's a harsh feeling. It's a cold feeling. You're so used to feeling them around, and then all of a sudden you notice they're not. You only notice after the fact. Why don't you feel them? Because you're in a different mindset. You're in the 3D now. You can't sense them anymore. Melia, please stop interrupting. That's what happens. You go into the 3D and you can't feel them anymore. The only time that you can't sense them is when you're too busy doing shit. So when you're doing, like when you're in the 3D, and I always say this, it's like when it's our time to shine, they stand back. And you can feel it too. It's like, oh, that's how I know something's popping off, because I noticed they're gone. But as I said that, right before I got on here, fucking Mac popped up on my fucking shit. That is unfucking believable. Why? Because it's the energy I'm in, but it's nearly impossible to be in that energy, but, you know, I'm in a good energy. I only see Mac. A portal to Mac only opens on a Monday morning, real briefly, before it's in the waking world. I'll see him when I'm waking up. Literally, yeah, only in the waking world. I don't see him usually throughout any other time. But he popped up right before this. And before that was Mike Stud, and I was like, no way. Why? He doesn't be in my energy. I fucking talk shit to him and shit, and I get called over there, but he don't be in my energy. So it's very intriguing that these two, in essence, you gotta look at Mike. He's really he's a higher level of light with a stronger knowing than the rest of these douchebags. Love you, douchebags. So it's interesting that when I finally ground to come do this, that was the energy. And that's what it is, too. Where have you been? Fucking La La Land, for real, though. All I could describe was probably a cocoon. And I do that sometimes, where I'll just be walking around in a whole fucking bubble. I don't know. I think it was, I was guided yesterday morning to fast for the weekend because of what it called for. So I did that, and then I'm on my second day today. And when you do that, you're in the spirit, not in the flesh. So your mind shuts down, right? That's the whole thing, is you want to calm the mind. So it's another way of doing that. Or maybe yours will overdo your first fast. It's not a first for me at all. For me, I'm looking up, it's like, oh, it's 10 o'clock, huh? I didn't eat today. That's not hard for someone like me. But it keeps you... It's a spiritual thing. And why did I do that? Because, like I was trying to teach Ali months ago, you do that as a sacrifice for the next challenge. Yeah. Got that? Cool. Did you take the challenge? I took the challenge. And was it challenging? No, it's never as bad as you think. In the essence, I had a big old fucking plan for the night, and I was going to do my full moon ceremonies. It was a beautiful moon. Oh man, I can't wait for the next 2 days. It's so big and bright. It's the first super moon of the year, because this is a new lunar calendar. It's Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everyone. When does it happen? On Monday. On Moon Day. Isn't that cool? Create alignment. Anyways, but I didn't get to. God literally rained on my parade. I couldn't do any of that. It was raining. I was like, damn, I packed up all this. But so what I said was, what I did was, I realized I packed it all up and I took it to the sacred land, like I used to. You know what I mean? I still took it all there, and then I ended up coming down to do in another one of my ritual places. It's funny because I don't get out much, but when I do, I repeat the places where I've always been. God doesn't really take me too many new places. He's like, you can go to a couple spiritual stores and do some work, and that's about it. Pretty lame. He's pretty protective and stuff like that, So I just wanted to point that out. If you are a person that works with your spirit guides regularly and you can sense them, then you sense that that detach, that means that it's your time to shine. You know what I mean? You can sit around with them all day, but when you have to get up off your ass and go do laundry and start, using your action and shit, no, not laundry and shit, they'll fuck around with you in that. But when you gotta, face challenges and, make, decisions and stuff, when you're, in the game of life, and there's not many times, I mean, you guys stay in the game, but, I mean, seriously, doesn't make you good players. When you're out there, they're just in the back. When you're facing a dark night of the soul or anything big. Do you know what I mean? Any kind of tower, they have to stand back. This is your moment to react. Really? Yeah. It's interesting. I asked somebody about that earlier. It's like, what is your reaction? How do you channel, what was it, anger? How do you channel anger? What does that look like for you? Just a question for the collective. Ask yourself that. Everyone should. With that, I'm about to get angry. You won't like me if I'm angry. I saw this video earlier today. Why? Because God said, because I wouldn't be watching this shit. I can't stand his bitch ass. And when I said it, I was like, you know what he's doing? It's fucking Russ all over again. I can't stand it. It really is. Russ, are you entertained by this shit? What happened? Well, my spirit told me, and I don't watch all your videos, but they'll tell me which one to watch. And it's so funny how you fucking shapeshift on each video. Like you have a connection with each sign, but you act different. Who am I talking about? Wolfman, bro. You gotta watch this. This was terrible. The Holy Spirit said to watch this, right before I was kind of getting burnt out, to be honest. This is terrible, bro. This is blasphemy. This is the definition of blasphemy. When I saw it, that's why I was like, this is fucking blasphemy, bro. He's a douchebag. Now, his Aries videos, he thinks are his people. I want to show you. He'll tell it right here, too. He'll do twice as many Aries videos than any other video. Come on. Sorry. Make sure we're connected. Yeah, we are. I should just turn on mine now. But anyways, he does twice as many Aries videos, and he considers them like his fucking friends or something. You got to see this. It's terrible. He'll go and smoke weed on certain videos. He's different with all of them. He like tries to have, I don't know. It's funny. Watch this. No, that's not the point of this video. This was bad. It was super bad, bro. How bad? Well, when he brought up Christ, that's when it got bad. Come on. Sorry, it's my energy. Breathe. Ground. I'm not very grounded. My eyes are burning too. Really? Why? Oh, come on. I might have to pull another phone. Can I use your phone, please?
What's going on with you? I hope you guys are doing
yeah, because this is like 5-minute bullshit.
Just a bonus reading, ladies and gents, to be honest. This is the affinity that I have with you. If I ever want some sort of feedback from the audience that views me, the first people that I think about is Aries. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to ask my Aries people what they think about this.
Listen to this bullshit.
What's going on with you guys? That's why I'm making this video. It's a bonus, and I'm just going to connect with you guys. I'm going to see what's going on. It may be short and sweet, but you already know sometimes they go long and deep. So let's see where it goes. Nevertheless, what do you guys think?
How many times does he say nevertheless in a video?
It was revolutionary, and I can't wait for you. I can't wait to make an exposition discussing everything that I saw from, karma to
exposition,
higher levels of consciousness that are influencing our consciousness, and so many different profound things regarding these magical practices. I will be making a very informative exposition based on my firsthand experience, but I realize that there's so many things that are diverting us and pushing us, or rather pulling us away from our true, unique nature, our authentic self, the most divine, the most immaculate.
What is yourself?
This, comes from social media influence. This comes from social norms. This comes from religion. This comes from tradition. This comes from, and I'm not demonizing all these things, but when we humans allow these things to absolutely consume us and pull us away from our authentic nature, we end up with a world like we have today. A bunch of fucking lost souls, a bunch of miserable individuals, a bunch of people that don't have fucking values, so on and so forth, ladies and gents. Nevertheless, I feel that the remedy for this is actually looking within, doing the work, going on this journey of self-realization.
Watch this.
You gotta realize that you have the divine spark within you, that you are the infinite, and people can't even fucking fathom what that means. Okay, one of the most powerful religions of all time is Christianity, which I
watch his anger. Watch him flare. Watch him flare. He flares hard. The first time he did this was in a Sagittarius video, and I sent it to fucking Marshall. I was like, Jesus Christ, is he passive aggressive? He seems all nice, and watch how he gaslights it after. Afterwards, he'll pretend like it's a joke. Well, that's just me. And then he'll go with, nevertheless. I've already heard it 3 times. How many times have you heard it? Watch, this is bad. He's going to talk about Christians, but then he's also going to talk about how shadow work ain't shit. Why? Because he ain't a Christian and he ain't doing his shadow work, so he ain't shit. He's telling you how he went to a fucking Peru to do drugs, to connect with fucking something. And he's going to invite people to do it too. He wants to build his own coven of, who is this? Aleister Crowley? You wish.
Abide by. Ladies and gents, you got these Christians proclaiming that I am a fucking weak link. I need a fucking savior to come save me because I'm so fucking weak.
You are.
Are you fucking kidding me?
You need a savior, bitch.
That is what you've been led to believe.
You need it more than any of us. You are.
No one or nothing coming to save you but yourself.
You see that? You see it? He refuses to accept Jesus Christ as a savior. We don't need a fucking savior. There's nothing wrong with me. Bro, we need him every day to be fucking not this. What does he give us? Forgiveness, which you're not giving them. You're not giving nobody no forgiveness. Watch, it goes worse, bro. It gets so bad. I'm sitting there, I'm burning sage to get myself ready for a fucking outing and face my fears. And I see this motherfucker right here. Motherfucker. Where's your daddy? Who's your daddy?
That power by looking within. Even Jesus himself says not to worship him. And look what we made out of him. Jesus talks about looking within in order to find the kingdom of God.
Watch. He says that,
his
and then
teachings have been skewed to a degree that is becoming, has always been unacceptable to me, ladies and gents. I have nothing against religion, but there's a lot that's left out, and I feel that the truth is found within. Now, the big question. What do you guys think if I was to hold some retreats with fellow practitioners, okay, people that have a resume, people that have been doing spiritual work for a while and they have proof?
All right, people that already do spiritual work and are practitioners and have proof, they don't need your drugs to do it. They don't need to be part of your experience. We already have a connection. You're the one searching for a connection outside of yourself, you fucking loser. Dude, I'm told you, I'm going to get mad. Why? I saved this. I saved it. I'm going to dump this and take a nice sleepy nap.
To show for it. And I hold workshops, such as in locations like I'm in right now, which is the Sacred Valley of Peru, where we can come together with shamans. We can do shamanistic ceremonies with ayahuasca.
Breathe. A workshop would mean you host it, meaning you teach something. Instead, you're going to bring a bunch of people to fucking come hang out with you so you can have an experience. After you just said all the power is within. I had a great conversation making fun of you last night. This is such fucking cherry on the top, you fucking cherry picker. No, wait till he gets to the shadow work.
Ayahuasca with other plant medicines, which I have experienced firsthand, and I've realized the potency and the power that it has to fucking break the mind and make you realize the fucking muck that is so stored deep within one that needs to come out.
What needs to come out, loser? He mocks us. It's blasphemy. He mocks all of us teachers and pretends that he fucking knows better.
That needs to come out. How interested would you guys be in something like that?
How interested would you like to go do drugs with him and see the spirits?
You guys, and I know personally that I've always been interested in this. That's why I'm fucking doing it. That's why I'm out here.
Because you're trying to find God.
Exploring the shamanistic magic.
Because you don't know God.
And now that I've touched it, now that I've experienced it. In fact, I'm about to go into a ceremony right now. In a few hours, ladies and gents. And the ceremony that I went through was...
Are you going for the ceremony or the drugs?
That I have here on life rather than my shadows. You hear about the shadow work and the trauma, and yes, that came up during my experience, but that was fucking insignificant in relations to what was actually exposed to me. And that is how fucking lost our species is.
Projecting what it was exposed. Our species or you? I thought it was a personal experience. They're supposed to talk to you about you. But now you're talking about our species. What are you going to do about it? Go do more drugs and go fucking talk to the gods about what's wrong with our world? Or are you going to fix yourself and then show other people? Again, he's a fucking loser.
I'm still affected by this. I look forward to sharing with you guys an in-depth explanation of my experience, and best believe, here's a warning, I'm going to sound like a fucking crazy individual with what I'm going to be telling you. And you also got to consider that I was under the influence of some very potent psychedelics. But what I'm going to be telling you, ladies and gents, matches scriptures, matches history of dark entities.
They're like, did you eat it? I'm like, no.
So, stand by for that, ladies and gents. Now that you've heard my 5-minute spiel.
Yeah, with your fucking 2-minute little fucking hump and dump. Alright. Let me just tell you right now. It's a fucking pissing contest going on between us. He can't stand the fact that, not just myself, but especially me, because I have more powers than all of them. He can't stand the fact that anybody's more powerful than him. So he's reaching outside of himself to gain these powers. He wants to connect with deities. So he has to go to these places and learn their ways. Hey, we teach that right here. Through what? Fucking shadow work. Get out of your mind and get into your emotions. And now you're in the spirit. Do you see his emotional flexes like that? How like raises his voice? He has like got domestic violence written all over him. Really? Yeah, I could make him lose it. We could see it. He's a womanizer. He's all kinds of things. It's not a bad person. These are traits that come from a broken heart. Everyone gets their heart broken, and everybody uses their own techniques to protect themselves and cover it up. And that's where we get. In the end, what are we discovering? Everybody's goofy ass techniques to heartbreak? Pretty much. Everybody's trying to run away from a bad memory or bad experience and keep running straight into them. If you don't fucking stop and go look back at the experience, you're gonna keep reliving that fucking experience. It's called patterns, damn it. Anyways, yeah, he fucking pisses me off because he tries to be like me. He's the biggest. You ever seen a male doppelganger? It's like, who's my other one? The other Aries, Jonica, Russ's girlfriend, always trying to be like me. Is it an Aries thing, dude? Like all Aries want to be like me? That's so cool. You're fucking idiots. And that's what I said. It's like, you could study this all your life, or you could just do the fucking work that it takes to be spiritual and fucking powerful. And that's why, as Draco said, I'm a coven buster. Do you know how many covens have came after me and couldn't fucking do nothing, and they realized that there was something more powerful than the gods they pray to, and how fucked up that fucking left them? They believed, among all belief, that their God was more powerful than the ones I pray to, and the goddess that I said I was. They wanted to test my spiritual authority. What happened? They expose themselves of having none, because they make a big thing as like, I'm going to get her. And when nothing happens, then everyone looks at you and questions your magical abilities. And that's where I stand here every day looking at fucking Wolfman in his same old fucking t-shirt. Where's your magical abilities? As I told my twin flame last night, you seduce women to use theirs. What you do, you're a spiritual rapist. You get women to fall. It's a sense of falling in love with you, and you use that love energy to manifest because you have none of your own. You have to use other people's love for things to manifest. Just as Russ, you have no love of your own. Therefore, you have no inspiration or creativity. There's nothing divine. It's all love. Jesus was the most powerful because of what? Love. Christians, in general, walk in a code of ethics. They carry a lot of judgment with them, but in the sense of they don't carry everything. And, to sit there and pick a whole fight with Christians, I don't pick a fight with the Christians ever. I'm a Christian. I'm a studier of Christ. That's what a Christian is. It's not our fault that the fucking teachers didn't give us the right information. That's where I come in. I don't fight them. And that's where Revelations, the first fucking 3 chapters of Revelations, is him coming after the churches, the 7 churches. Put everybody else apart. I'm going to tear them apart first. Why? Because they made them pray to a false god. And that goes back to the covens. The covens believed that their goddess was not me, because they wouldn't pray to a god to kill a goddess. They would have prayed for the goddess to bring out the dark goddess energy. And so, in essence, they can't, because the dark goddess that they're seeking is me. So, they ended up looking stupid, and that's just Wolfman. He can tell you that he has all this powerful fucking manifest. Everybody says they can, but you can't see them manifest shit. I be manifesting the shit out of shit. And that's why everyone wants my power. Where does it come from? Love? Not your mind. It comes from your heart. It's a heart's desire that you make real by belief. Ta-da! It's not a fucking mind's illusion that you make real by affirmations and confusion. Bro, stop dreaming. I encourage the battle because it reminds me of how powerful I am and how stupid you are. And I always think it's entertaining for, somebody to challenge me. But you're never challenged from the first day, dude. I'll find that video if you want me to. The very first day I met this guy, I told him I'd meet him in the astrals. The second day, my spirit told me he had no such powers. He has to do these drugs and shit to get there. He has to do masturbation, all these things. Why? Because he has no love. It's all channeled by the divine feminine. What is the divine feminine? Your fucking feelings. It's kind of the end of the conversation. That's why we do this all day, every day, all day, every day. My eyes are burning, bro, and I don't really understand. I mean, I only slept like 2 hours, so that makes sense, but they're like burning. Really? Yeah, bro, they're burning. Like, you know how when you wake up in the morning you can't open your eyes? That's how I feel. What else? I got some interesting... I was pretty much, my scepters were turned off to everything lately. I was just in my own energy, and the best part of it was I wasn't in my mind. I wasn't thinking, I was just feeling. And I wasn't feeling anything but myself. I was completely centered on how I was feeling from moment to moment as things were happening. Not what I was thinking, that was the best part. My mind wasn't getting in the way. Or it just had nothing to say. I'm not quite sure how that worked. But I was just kind of monitoring that. And then afterwards, it's very interesting is what came afterwards. What? A purge. Naturally. I purged something. What came after? I said something. I was like, I look at fucking being a wife the way most people look at the marriage institution. It's like, I don't want to sit there and, make my house and my children the rest of my life, the only happiness of my life, and never leave this place, and be like a dog waiting for my husband to come home, waiting to be pet, waiting for some attention. It's like, it sounds like a fucking nightmare. They were asking me about the whole, you want more kids? I was like, nah, bro. I never wanted more kids. God showed me a vision, just like he does to you. And that's what brought me here. My dream, my selfish dream, my vision on my life was when my kids got older, you know what I mean, I would be able to do music and travel and have freedoms. I've been worrying about kids since I was 16 years old. Even when I wasn't with my kids, and any absent parent could tell you, that's all you're thinking about. You're thinking about them and how bad you feel for not being with them. So I never wanted to start over. I remember when Adon's mom she lived downstairs, and Adon was, he went to school with CJ. And we're sitting there having some kind of get-together like we always do, some kind of carne asada or some shit. I loved her, dude. Every time she cooked, she sent food upstairs for me. Every fucking time, bro. That was pretty gnarly. But anyways, she sits there and she leans over and she tells me she's pregnant. And I just freak out for her. I'm like, oh, no. And you're supposed to be happy, but I'm not. I feel terribly sad for her. It's like, damn, you gotta start all over. It's like, I don't want to blow up my body. I don't want to not be able to sleep. I don't want to be crying because I can't take a shower and my body looks like shit and I can't get the baby to stop crying and the house is a wreck. I remember all those. It's very difficult. There's wonderful moments, but it's like, I don't want those moments. But God showed me a vision on my life. And I fight him. I'm like, I don't want your fucking vision. I don't want your fucking destiny. I don't want this. He shows me that it's going to be happy. And I can't see that because all I can see is the past sometimes. But that was the vision. You know what I mean? It's like, no. That's why I took out my birth control. I wasn't even having sex. The birth control was just to keep the periods away from me. But he wanted me to start getting ready to have babies. And it was a serious thing. And I accepted it. I embraced it. And that's where I was. I was trying to figure out, who is this man that I'm going to have I'm going to submit to and have his babies. And I would just, you know what I mean? And that's why I was like, are we going to get married and have babies? And so going back to it, it's like, I wasn't pushing it. God's pushing me. And as he pushes me, I suppose I push it on someone else. But in like tonight, I look at it and it's like, I'm not trying to rush into that. I think my commitment issues came up or something. Something came up. My mind turned on for sure after the fact. But it was just like, I don't know, you listen to yourself. Like, that's what I said. And I could tell it's like a fear was coming out. At this moment, it's like, no, I don't want babies, and I don't want to get married, and I don't want to just... And I said it, I was like, I don't want to be one of those women that just stays at home and does nothing but take care of their kids. I was like, I do that now, but I don't want it to be my only happiness. Like, what are these bitches going to do when their kids grow up? they lose their happiness if that's all it was. Don't get me wrong, I don't think it's something that I just think it comes natural being a mother. But trying to be the best mother, and that's the whole thing, and that's your identity. Putting your identity in any singular thing is really just stunting your growth. You can be a great many things, and that's what good mothers have shown. You know what I mean? Single mothers can be fathers, and then after that they can get educations, and they can be all kinds of stuff. They can be, you know what I mean? And same with the fathers. I'm just saying because we were talking about them. And why are we talking about it? Because there's a fucking distorted feminine energy, to be honest. I sensed it earlier. I sat outside and I watched multiple mothers drag their kids and just started screaming at them. Multiple mothers were pissed off with their kids today. And they were very... it's just the energy. Uncaring. Unkind. Really? Yeah. Mothers I hadn't seen before. I don't know. I just sat there, and it was when I was burning the sage. I was like, what the fuck? And that's where they all came running out of the building like fucking cockroaches. I'm not calling the people cockroaches, but it looked like it. And then I was just seeing it. It's like, are these bad women? No, they're in a bad energy. They have no patience for their children, which is, I think I said yesterday, the opposite of a Queen of Cups. Shall we look it up? No. I have other cards. So I packed cards for tomorrow and today, and then God pissed on my parade, which I promise you was better. It worked out better. And that's where it is you have to be flexible for the change. Because change is inevitable. And change, when the universe, you know what I mean, influences this change, you just go with it. And so with that being said, I had pulled out some dark cards. It's a light card, so I'm gonna just read the ones I got. I only took, like, my Kelly card, apparently. Was that all I took, or I put them all away? Forgive me. Well, I guess we're only gonna read a Kelly card. Why? Because I just put the other ones away. Hey, we're in that pretty green. Damn, say that word. Anahata. Maybe. Go in the hole. Playing around. Alright, let's see. I can hear you, but I'm not listening. Uh, 33, Ascending Masters. I went to Bhadra Academy. 33. So, I don't know. I'm not really going into a whole fucking spiel on this one. But we were called to freaking, you know what I mean, push the limits and get out of our fear and push our belief systems to, go to the next level of love. You know what I mean? To break down your armor and take it to the next level. And I did, and that's what I mean, is like, you know what I mean? Then I was like, oh. It's like you think you're so ready, and then you're like right there, and you're like, maybe I'm not ready. In that moment, I thought about, in these moments, like the last couple of moments, I think about the people that are chasing relationships real hard. I don't think they really know what they want. I think they just want a person. I hate to say it, I'm seeing fucking Manson. It's like, or not Manson, Dahmer. It's like, you really just want some company, bro. And then when you get him, and that was that guy last night, that was a creepy ass video. It's like, if they don't make you happy, people are looking for someone to make them feel better. They're not giving to a relationship. They're looking for someone to give them a good relationship. They're not trying to give a good relationship. Whether that be man or woman. You know what I mean? These women aren't looking to make you happy. They're looking for you to make them happy. That's deadly, bro. That's a deadly dependence. Because nobody can make you happy. They can put a smile on your face. They can keep you company. They can make you feel safe. They can make you... Their presence can generate certain emotions, but happiness isn't one of them, bro. Their job isn't to make you happy, and you can't be dependent on somebody else. Because You don't own that. That's possessiveness to the fullest, bro. For reals. And that's when it becomes real possessive too, is because you need this person to make you happy and you don't want to share this person. You don't want them to make anyone else happy because you're afraid you'll lose your they won't be there to make you happy. And you become extra clingy and shit. Competitive. I don't know. Again, should have been like, oh, I'm that much closer to getting married and stuff, and I'm like, well, let me take a couple steps back. Let me take a couple steps back. In the essence, it's like I really want to enjoy a couple years, like God said, before everything takes off. What's next? I don't know. I really don't. I have no idea what's next. That's why I was going to see what's next. But that's okay not to know. That means, it hasn't been revealed. Because once you know what's next, then you got to do what's next. You got to do something about it. So I don't know, so I don't have to do nothing. But at the same time, you start to feel worried that you're not doing anything. That the non-production is going to, catch you too. He'll tell me. When? I don't know. I have no idea when he's going to tell me what to do. And that's really what it is you sit and wait. You don't go find things to do. I mean, you do what you have to. But not needless shit. Like, nobody needs to do this shit. Sometimes you just need to do that too because you're just bored out of your mind. Alright, this is not the card we're looking at. Let's read this one. Anahata Kali. Beautiful, powerful mother of the sacred universal heart. I knew it was the heart chakra. Dude, mine went off today. I took some oils too because it was really serious. Yeah, my heart chakra was going off today. Your heart, when I feel it, it's not usually in the chest. I feel mine in the back. Usually I won't. I might tell you if it's in the chest. And that's a totally different chakra, actually. That's the higher heart chakra in the front. But it's usually in my back. I feel them in my back. That's why it used to be hard to discern the Palladian chakra. Because it was right between my throat and my heart chakra. So I don't know if it's like there's something in between. Is it this one or is it that one? No, it's a secret one in the middle. Where did you come from? Your heart knows how to heal and how to open, how to break and repair itself to become stronger and wiser than before. Your heart cannot be contained or constrained by what has taken place. Your heart's wisdom and empowerment are growing. Soon you shall have the wisdom and courage to accomplish something very important to your soul's journey. Trust in the invisible workings of the divine love. Let your heart be at peace. First off, before I tell you the download, somebody asked me, and I was like, what does that mean when you say that? It's a spiritual word for getting information, being fed information. It's a spiritual word for that. Some of them you can't see. You can only feel them in your crown. Some of them, they block your eyesight, so you can't see. It's a receiving, right? So receiving a download is a feeling that you're getting information. Then usually after it'll come out. Or the actual download itself. You've seen it and downloaded it immediately. That's what that means. What was the download? Your heart cannot be contained or constrained by what has taken place. We're supposed to break our heart free from the pain of the past. But at the same time, that what it's saying is you're not supposed to limit your heart because of the pain of the past. You can't. I try so hard. I do that all the time. And it's all ego-based. I'm not going to show you my love. I'm not going to be nice to you. I'm not going to you don't deserve, you know what I mean? And that's it. You're shutting it down. For all different reasons. We do it to protect ourselves. And that's pretty much it. You don't want to catch feelings, bro. Why? Because first off, you don't know how this person's going to accept your feelings. And if they feel the same way. The second you get them, you want to reject them. Because you're like, dude, no, come on, no. Most people, I don't know, unless somebody just loves fucking catching feelings all the fucking time. Being crushing on everybody. Yeah, it's a crushing experience. But that's what it is. It's like, I don't want to give in to this. The more that you give into your heart, and that's where this started, thank you, Wolfman, we're chopping you up, is it's all in your heart. The breaking free of your heart is the breaking free of your spirit. He has a hard heart, bro. He's very judgmental. He's very narrow-minded. He's got a lot of healing to do. And it starts with looking at himself, but as he says, but he won't. Nobody can tell him there's anything wrong with him. He's not open to receive that message. Just like he doesn't want to receive Christ as a savior. If you don't let him save you, nobody else is coming, just like you said. It's his mindset. If you have that mindset, you're saved. I'm not like you. Obviously, for all different reasons. Because I hit that level with him a long time ago. What level? Peace, joy, abundance, patience, fucking goodness, kindness, forgiveness, all the fruits of the Spirit, dude. You get them by having an open heart, by being kind. You become these things by doing these things, you know what I mean? And they're conscious acts. In the beginning, you fake it till you make it, until you become a good person. Start trying, and before you know it, you might actually be a good person. But going back to it, he's a dark practitioner, we know this. He's a Luciferian. He exposes himself all the time. And it sucks because, he's trying to put together a little gang over there where we get high. That's Aleister Crowley shit. A bunch of people get high, do sex, and try to have a spiritual experience. You don't even understand it, because the sex isn't the sex, it's love. It's fucking Woodstock love, bro. You know what I mean? Pop a pill and let me tell you how much I love you, and rub on your arms and just feel how great it is to feel love. All that other shit doesn't matter, bro. Everybody knows the best feeling in the world is love, but it's also the scariest, so we don't fuck with it. But when you're in love and it's safe to feel loved, and this person loves you back, oh fuck, your heart it's on. It's the best feeling in the world. I've fallen in love. I never was in love, but my love opened to past life soulmates, my twin flames here, which were complete strangers, and it was unbearable. Because the mind couldn't understand it. You don't even fucking know these motherfuckers, and I can give you a million reasons why you shouldn't even like them, let alone love them. They don't deserve your love, right? And that's just programming. It didn't mean to be them. It could have been anyone, but it had to be especially them. People that I refused to give my time and energy to. Kobe was like that. He wouldn't fuck with you. He wouldn't take the time to teach you. If you didn't want to learn, he wasn't going to teach you. He had to learn to be kinder about that. Through my experience, he has to learn compassion, kindness. His are pretty weak. He really needs to learn that. Pac's pretty understanding. He's compassionate. What's him? He's an instigator. Really? Yeah. How did you become that, Pac? You said that was Diddy. But you go back and it's like, in the spirit realm, it's like that's what he caught as his karma. He's a whole instigator. He gets into in the essence, they say the devil is whispering in your ear, tempting you. Pac's always telling me to fuck him up. Fuck him up. So he had to learn some shit too. They all did. They weren't perfect, by no means, and they weren't Christ-like. So that's where we learn together how to, you know what I mean? How to become Christ-like. I do it here, you do it there. You know what I mean? And that's where Matt comes in. They were fucking anything but kind. They were anything but kind. That's where Matt came in. I needed a kind spirit. You guys are not kind. They're not. Kobe Bryant was a kind person. No, he was honest and loyal. But as far as kindness, like kindness that we're talking about, nope. They were different kind. They weren't cruel, but they weren't the definition of kind. They were a bit arrogant and very egotistical, superior to their peers, and they knew it. And talking about they, who, them, him, and Pac. No wonder they ain't here for the conversation, fuckheads. All of this is about your heart. That's what happened to me. My heart started talking, and I started honoring my heart and fighting my brain. Chasing after men It wasn't about getting the men. It was about fighting the mind to go after something I wanted. I wouldn't go after it. And that's where the universe stands. What do you want? I don't want nothing. And that's where everybody else is. They have a million wants, and they see someone like me that if I want it, I can have it. My grandmother told me that before she died. She was a devout Christian, and she's like, she told me how to pray to God, and she's like, you ask God for everything. So when I ask him, I get it. She said, I always get it. And that's because, first off, she's not asking for no bullshit. And anyway, she's probably asking for something that's guaranteed anyways. God, I hope you come through. Of course he's coming through. There's no magic in that. He'll be there. Unless you never seen that he's there, then that's pretty cool. But you're not going to catch this, dude. Nobody's going to catch this with a hardened heart, a wicked heart. It's all about listening to your heart and following it and letting, you know what I mean? And that's what I was talking about today. My mind wasn't in my way. I don't know if it was in full agreement or somebody, the universe just said, turn that off. We're not going to listen to that today. Because in essence, what happens? It can ruin possibilities. It would have. If I would have started thinking, I thought myself right out of that one. So I'm grateful for that. And you guys will start to notice that that's what the mind does. It's very pessimistic. It tells you what to do, but you don't know why. And why? Because it's scared of everything. That's going to be my new slogan. I'm scared of everything. I don't look like it because you can't see fear unless they're screaming. You expect an emotion to look like an emotion. You can't see fear. You can't see emotions, and that's why you can't see energy. I can read the energy on a person because I can read it by their emotions. I can read their emotions. And their emotions tells everything they're going through. That's what makes me psychic. And that's how I read the energy. I can feel the emotions that are moving through the sky. And I know those emotions, so I know what that means. That's it too. I had I'm looking at these women and you can hear them. You can feel this, bro. These bitches is pissed off. Somebody sitting back would have been like, why are they all on their period? Why are they being mean? I mean, they could be. Getting close to that fucking full moon. They definitely could be. But I don't know. And that's where it is. It's like, did you really need to see it to know what it was? Or you just believed it? Energy is all about feeling. Intuition is all of that. You know what I mean? It's like my psychic connections with my twin flames. I hear them. Right? They think I see them, but I hear them first. I can hear different frequencies in my ears. All of them have a different tone, which is their sonar. It'll go off in my head, and like the sonar, I will come. And then it'll be something stupid, like it always is. But in any case, if I didn't feel this, it would just be my ears ringing, and I wouldn't even care. And it became quiet. They're not so loud. Some of them are louder than others when they want to be heard. What was it, Lewis, yesterday? I heard you, Lewis, when you woke up. It was like he's waking up for the day. Yeah, I was there. And that's it, too. You're sending out the loudest frequency in the morning. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Oh, I hear it. So that's what that is. It's like, how do I know what's out on the streets? I can't see it. I can feel it. I can see it afterwards, but I can feel it. It's all about feelings. That's why he has no power. Wolfman doesn't have feelings, so he can't feel energy. He can read the cards, and that doesn't make him powerful. The cards never lie. He pulls the same cards as we all pull. Well, I guess he doesn't pull the cards I pull. But in the essence, when we're talking about tarot, we all pulled the same cards within a week. We all tell a different story of what those cards are, but we're all pulling judgment this week. Judgment, 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 judgment. Really? That and the devil. I do beginnings. Then you get all your aces. Really? And your 6 of fucking swords. Everyone's pulling those. Because that's the energy. You could have looked to the planets for that. I'm just saying. If you want to, wake up, then fucking wake up and start listening to your heart. The journey of the soul is a journey from the head to the heart. Anahata is the Sanskrit name for heart chakra. Anahata, I don't know. Kali is the goddess who secures the awakening, transformation, and liberation of the heart. It's so funny because I was like, something. I was like, no, you're getting the Lilith today. No, Kali, but it is in the energy. She's fucking up everyone. And here we are. That was pretty intuitive. Love is her expression. When Kali Ma touches the heart, it becomes capable of love that is increasingly unconditional. And that's it. I was like filled with love. I always am. Next level love. You ever felt like this? I can't tell you what it is. I can tell you what it feels like, and it's gonna sound cringe. Really? Yeah. I literally must have said it about 4 times. I'm like, you're beautiful. You're just so beautiful. I don't know how men receive that, but I'm just looking at you. I'm like, you're so beautiful. I be in love, dude. I be in real love. And that's it. It's like humans don't feel this kind of love. They don't allow themselves to feel this kind of love. It is like, it's unconditional. And that's where it is too. It's like, I just want you to be happy. A condition would be like, I'm going to do, Famanach. I'm going to do everything to make you mine. Unconditional love is, I am going to do everything that I can to make you happy. Not to hurt myself, but, that's what that means. For your children, you're not trying to make them happy, but, give them peace, make content. There's different words to that. Fearlessness and compassion. Such empowerments often manifest through loss and betrayal. We talked all about that on Friday's video. It was through Baba Yaga, who is the representation of Kali. Alright, in responding to such challenges, we grow our heart's capacity for love, pressing and healing emotions of grief, betrayal, and anger. And that's what it is. That's why they teach you that. They take all that away, and I told you. I lost everything, and I had to process the fucking negative emotions of grief, betrayal, and anger. We have to, these things happen so that we can face them. I was talking about my window. I was like, I left my car keys in my car last week and had to break my window. They're like, your whole window? I was like, yeah, the little guy. But it was a good thing because then I got to meet my inner critic, and I was able to face that and heal that. That was awful. In the essence, what good came from it? A part of me that I didn't recognize, and I had to face that, and I talked it down, and I didn't understand what was making me feel so bad in my head, what was yelling at me. I said it when I started the video. I was like, I recognize this. I've heard this voice before. I just haven't heard it since I woke up. And it was tearing me apart because I fucked up and made a mistake. So, things happen so that you can see your reactions, and that's what it is. Your reaction is what we're looking for. We're looking for your reaction, not to push you, but that's Kobe. He's not going to let you win. He wants to see where you need to be stronger. That's what that means. So it's all about the reaction to the situation, and that's what I asked somebody. I was like, how do you process, anger? That's exactly what I asked. What do you look like when you're pissed off? I was like, I get loud and I say mean things. I raise my voice. I'm not a full screamer. I'll stop myself before screaming, but I get loud. I'm loud. And I say mean things. So that's why I try to just walk away. I won't do that, I'll get loud. I'll get loud real quick. And then I say mean things. What kind of things? The truth. But I say them hurtfully. So it's real mean. Our hearts become stronger through the process. The human heart is capable of overcoming enormous negativity. It is astonishingly powerful and beautiful temple of spirit. And that's it, your heart. And that's why people are like, how does she keep getting up? That would have killed me. Well, first off, I work through the thoughts, and my spirit is that of the fire. I've got the fire inside of me to keep going. It can be destructive in someone like fucking Lewis or any other workaholics where you force yourself to keep going. You know what I mean? But that's what that is. It's a force to keep going. The heart. It comes from the heart. We can underestimate the extraordinary power of the heart by focusing on its sweetness, love, and light, as though they were weaker than the anger, fear, and consuming intensity of grief. And those are all things too from the heart. Your heart, all your feelings come from there, bro. Well, I mean, in essence, they're powered for it. A lot of them are really just triggered from your mind. If you had a certain type of brain damage, you could have nerve damage, you could be numb, you know what I mean, paralyzed. If a certain part of your brain isn't working, then that means you have no feeling in your left leg. And that's why science uses the happy pills that they give you, the meds. Because they know if they give this med, it'll attack this part of the brain and it'll turn off your receptors to feel. Same as mushrooms. It turns them down. But if you take too much, it becomes a visual experience. You get out of your feelings and more in your head. You're just trying to I mean, there's people that do it, but this is a lot. That's going to make you either laugh or at least chill. That'll be like smoking a joint or something. You'll be chilling in your body. You don't want to take more than that, because then you'll stop chilling and you'll start tripping. It is a hallucinogen. If you take too many, you're going to see things out of the mind. Your mind's creations probably first. Unless you're in a place of meditation, maybe. But it's going to create whatever information. It's like the dream world. Really? Yeah, that's why I don't dream. I rarely ever have any memory of dreaming, reoccurring dreams. But when you go to sleep, your mind pours out all those images into what you consider as the dream world, which is the subconscious, which is where I am from, the spirit realm. So it does that, and it pours out these images for you. It plays it out in a different context. It's like you saw me in your dreams. Yeah, and then I morphed into a fucking dinosaur and chased you through Walmart. That's where Carl Jung's, symbolism stories can be like, well, this is what that meant. And that's where your mind transforms it. It transforms within your mind, which is very 11th dimension, where these things shift in a kaleidoscope kind of way, where it was one thing and now it's turned around and it's something completely different. Yeah. We can only begin to understand the spiritual worlds and how they operate when we let go of the human perspective. He still sees the world the same, as it's shit and he's better. A human believes something is going on with me. What is it? Restless legs, which is reality. Why do you have restless legs? I don't know. Something in my reality is shifting. It's right from underneath me. The ground is shifting underneath my feet. Really? Something like that. You can feel it. That's how you learn the body mapping of the chakras. Something's going on in my reality. I don't know. It's a little late for real reality shows. 11:21, as we say that. It's probably not. Actually, that's fast, so it's probably something else. What time is it really? 11:17. Go figure. Oh, my phone's about to die. For something we see, let's see. A heavy emotion like anger or physical situations that appear gridlocked are given more weight than intangible realms of spirit. Than the intangible realms of spirit. Yet spirit is behind all things and in all things, being invisible. Hey, bring me the charger, please. Does not impede its effectiveness. If anything, it enhances it. I'd like to make it through this card. Give me the charger, please. I thought you heard me. Where was I at? It enhances it. For something so seemingly invisible, love has unconquerable power. We affirm this in expressions such as, love can move mountains, or love will always find a way. Bro, it's scary. It's like, it doesn't go away. That was the question. Can I love you more? That would be a scary concept if I loved anybody more than I already do. Nobody loves as much as I do already. You want me to have more of it? What the fuck am I going to do with more love? In the essence, can there be more? What does more look like? I just want to point that out. Let's see. Yet, we are conditioned to believe that there is more power in what we can see and control. That's Wolfman. Rather than the spiritual power of love. Such conditioning pulls us away from our heart's connection into fear-based belief systems that we need to control things, or there will be no benefit, no safety, no happiness. However, and I tried to tell you that, you're trying to play God, bro, and you don't believe that if you let go, God will catch you. That's one hell of a way to try. I did the same. You'd have to be a brave motherfucker. Or just being called by the Spirit. When you're getting called by the Spirit, you can't not do it. It says do this, and you walk past it, and now it's do it, 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 until you gotta go back and do it, bro. The Holy Spirit is louder than your mother. Your heart will, oh man. Your heart is louder than your brain. Your heart is louder than any person outside of you that's talking. And that's how I can get these transmissions in the middle of conversations. Because it's coming through the heart, right? However, we can never be safe if we are disconnected from the spiritual home of the heart, where all healing, wisdom, and true guidance, spiritual protection, and regenerative vitality resides. Oh man, I've got energy flowing through me. That's not mine. That's a funny way to say it. That really was a great way to say it. Residual energy, right? What does that look like? When you go out to hang out with your friends and you come home and that experience is still sitting on you, that's somebody else's energy flowing through you. Unless it's your own feelings about it. Do you have any feelings and thoughts you'd like to talk about? Or are these somebody else's feelings and thoughts that they did not stop talking about the whole time you were there, and now you have them on you? It sounds a little mean. It sounds like dump trucking, but that's really what it is. You ask, and so shall it's given. So if you ask somebody something simplistic, hey, how's your kids doing? They're going to open up a book and they're going to tell you about their kids. So now that experience, they're heavy on your heart. Those kids are on your heart. Really? Yeah, you take on too much. You don't mean to. You care. You're giving it your energy. You're giving it your thought. You're letting this in. So it sits with you. And it's like they're gone. They're long and gone and enjoying their lives. But I'm the one sitting with your terrible feelings. With the feelings of what, you know what I mean, comes from your life. That's the cool thing. Is like, you know, I can heal people. I can make them feel better. Not forever, not long term. They got to do the long term healing. And when they leave, I feel kind of shitty. But I could work through it. At least they feel better. Something came and made them feel better. Because they weren't going to be able to work through that shitty shit. And it's just all different types of people. You know, down to that guy last night. Nobody. God sent me straight to him, dude. He needed someone to break open his psyche. And so he could walk away from that girl he's currently sleeping with. And stop sleeping with other girls. He was a definition of the chastity belt. If he doesn't put it on, God's going to whip him with it. Really? Yeah, it was a pretty bad thing. He was out of control. He knew he was. He didn't even, that's where it is. He's like, why do you think I do it? And as you listen to him talk, he starts to answer his own questions. His mind and his heart are going back and forth right in front of us. He's having a debate. And all it needed was the spark of the conversation and somebody to sit there on the outside and let it be, you know, let it be stimulated. But as the mediator, the therapist, or whoever you are on the outside taking all this information, it leaves you feeling all kinds of fucked up ways. I saw Diana this morning. She was like, dude, that was so crazy. I was like, you don't even know. You ditched me with him. And I was out there till fucking 4:30 in the fucking morning. I had to pass him on to security. They're like, we're going to talk to him. In the sense of, he wasn't understanding. I was trying to explain to him at the very end of the conversation is like, if you don't step into your divine feminine, then all you're going to get is a bunch of manly bitches, just like you. You're attracted to something like you. So they're like you. I was like, if you don't become what you're looking for, you're not going to get it. Because like attracts like. You have to become it. And then it'll come to you. Meaning you want a caring, loving, kind, sweet female or male. You've got to be that to attract it. You can't just go find one and keep one and you're an asshole like Aries. You can't be a wolf man with a kind, loving, sweet person. He's going to step all over you. He's going to treat you like shit. He's going to, you know what I mean? He's too, and that's where it is too, is he attracts what? Men just like him? That's where I'm over here with this gay relationship. You know what I mean? You attracted the very thing that you are. And that's where I was like, you're so much like me, it's disgusting. The unhealed versions, I must point out. But, you know, going back to your heart, there's so much work that needs to be done. To why, you know what I mean? He's telling you, this video is talking about how he's sleeping with women every day, but he's not making love to them. And he starts to go into it. He wants to understand why he's not giving them a chance, why he's not loving them. Only because we started the conversation. Sometimes you just need the conversation, bro. But after the fact, and that's the whole point, is it feels good for you guys to let it out. Just make sure the person you're letting out on is emotionally capable of taking it, and they're not going to just go and spread it to a bunch of people, or it's not going to give them nightmares. They're not going to go home and cry. Some things, you know, as I said that I saw, Lewis didn't see it, but I cried so fucking hard at Walmart. And then the second time, when he made the first announcement, I was just looking at my phone as I was walking in Walmart, and I didn't even get it. I didn't even get into the gate, and I saw it, and I just started crying. And I just sat there when I made the post. If there's a bench before you get your carts and go shopping, it's like I couldn't even fucking move, bro. Your fucking life and what you're going through right now hurts me so bad. I hurt so bad for you, I can't even get up. And when his dog really died, yeah, bro, it hurt. That's just an example. When you tell me what's happened, I've got to be strong in your face. I got to hold this together. I've got to be, you know what I mean, the mother. I've got to be caring. I got to be a good listener. I can't make funny eye movements and blow my eyes out. Kind of giggled all the way through that video. I'm getting better at that. Is to, you know, keep a straight face, is what they call that. But nevertheless, bro, when you walk out of this door, this interrogation, I'm left processing all of that information. You feel free. You let it all out. You're ready to go fuck another. I'm over there like, damn. And I'm just feeling sorry for you. Praying for you and shit. Like, damn, that's a fucked up individual. He's not a bad guy. He just had a lot of damage. Which was, in essence, damaging a lot of women. Because I was like, so how do you do that? He's like, I ghost him. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I just don't call him ever again. I just ghost him. I was like, Jesus. That's painful. He makes them feel special. He makes them feel seen. He makes them feel sexy. He makes them feel wanted. And then he has sex with them, and then he disappears. It's like, I know what that is about. Can you explain more of that to me? Can you help us on the other side understand why you're doing these behaviors? It's in that video. Fucking 3 o'clock in the morning. Alright, let's go on. And that's where it is like, you know, you got to be an open heart for those that are with a wicked heart. It's all Jesus, dude. Sit around listening to people and all their woes. Whoa. However, we cannot be safe. We can never be safe if we are disconnected. Yeah, I read that. The backlog of emotional pain stored in our heart can sometimes cause us to shut down, even when we know that in closing down our hearts, we lose out on our love's joy and wisdom. I saw that with, you know, Bobby. I do this. You can watch me shut down my heart when it comes to them. You can hear it in my voice. He brought me, you know, joy, and I gained so much wisdom, but I kept shutting down my heart, because of the, you know, I just didn't want to. We closed down our hearts, and that's just everybody. Marshall, stand up, please. We'll only let you in. We'll let you into our life, but not into our hearts. We lose out on love's joy and wisdom. And, you know, even though I learned extremely difficult lessons through Bobby, every time I would see him, I was just filled with joy. The wisdom came after the fact. He's karma, but not, you know, when you hear karma, you think just the worst type of karma. It's no, this person is your karma, bro. They're gonna teach you really hard lessons that you're gonna learn painful lessons through this person. That's what that means. You know, going back to it, in the beginning, I was very confused. I was always confused. I just didn't understand. And I felt a little brainwashed, and I couldn't make sense of, you know what I mean? If he's so happy with his wife, then why is he bothering me and this, that, and the other? And you go further on into my journey, and I learn that a person can love more than one person, and not all loves are the same. Because you look at my twin flames, I love all of them. And not all of it is the same. I don't love... I was going to say something mean. I don't have the same kind of love for Kanye as some of the others. I don't have the same kind of love for Russ as I do some of the others. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, the love I do have for them is different than the love that, you know, I have for the others. I show Kanye a love that nobody else shows him. I show Russ a tough love that nobody else shows him. I show all of them a love that nobody else shows them. The question is, this was the big question. You know what I mean? It's like, what do they give you? In the end of the day, I guess it's just friendship. Is what came out of it. In the end of the day, I just feel like we're all really close friends after all of that we've been through. How they feel is their own way, but that's just how I look at it. I just wonder when we're all going to be friends again. But that's just how it is. It's like we've come so far and learned so much about each other. It's just a family. It's a soul tribe thing. Don't get me wrong. You know, it's like, oh, she's going to blow it. Here comes Russ. It's just a reaction. Will it ever stop? I don't know. If he quits being a comedian, then I guess I'll probably stop laughing at him. But for Russ, you know, as much as I tease and talk so much shit about Russ, you can see him just as plainly in my videos how much love I give to Russ, how much I'm trying to help Russ, and his stupid girlfriend. You know what I mean? Even times of that, when I'm trying to help, you know what I mean? That's unconditional. Fine. Whatever it takes, bro. I love you. Whatever it takes for you to get better, bro. Whatever. I will step away. Just do whatever. That's what unconditional love means. At first, it's with all conditions. But as the twin flames, you can't hold them to that fire. It's like, I break all my rules when it comes to you. Really? Yeah, they make you. Why? Because the love you have for them is all forgiving. It just keeps going. Really? Yeah. And that's what's really cool is so you learn it through a twin flame or as many as you might have or not have. Why do you have so many? Oh, because God made me a lot of partners. Why? Truthfully, because all of my past lives are being integrated, and in order for that, I have karma with these guys from past lives. Not all of them are from the Lilith lifetime. They're from different lifetimes, and I integrate that lifetime through them. We play this little song and dance, and then, you know, I break the karma, and the contract's done. But the love is there because it's like I needed you to point this out to me. You know what I mean? I couldn't be here without Bobby being, you know, reaching out to me. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know who he was and why my heart was just so madly in love with an absolute stranger. And that's where I come to this place of full certainty is you don't get to choose who you love. You can lust who you lust, and there's people that naturally you're attracted to because that's your type. But the person you love, you don't get to choose that. You're trying to choose someone to love all the time. That's what you're doing. You're running around choosing who to give your love to or who's worthy of it. In essence, you're not. You're choosing people to love you. You're not really loving them. You're looking for someone to love you. You're not like me, looking for someone to love. I just want to love someone. Do you ever hear me saying I can't wait for someone to love me? quiet on the set, huh? It's not about receiving. It's that just giving is it. That's the joy. I want to give this to you. It's going to feel good. I know you'll like it. Because, it's for you. I have all this love to give you. It's kind of like my poor dog. I get in these really loving stages, and she can see it. She'll run from me. I'm like, come here. I just want to love you. I just want to love you. And she's like, get away from me. And it's like, come on. I just want to love you. I don't feel the same way, lady. And then she'll come up in her own way, very avoidant. And she'll come lay next to me and, like, curl up next to my feet. She won't, like, come up like the kids and curl up next to my body or around my head, because she'll know I'll just keep hugging and kissing on her. She has to go by my feet. She's like, I'll let you this close. Breadcrumbing me. That's what you're doing. Damn dog. Just kidding. Alright, let's see. Emotional pain. Yeah, that sucks. You lose out on love's joy and wisdom. We may go through the motions of living, but without the real emotional juice and revitalizing engagement of life, Kali Anahata brings a message of Divine Mother that she is supporting you in healing your heart. She wants you to connect to more powerful... I'm getting this download. The more you do it, the stronger you become, the wiser you become. It's part of it. It's part of it. Opening your heart, even if it doesn't work out, pushing your heart to open makes you wiser. You start to learn things a lot faster after it's been closed down. When your heart's open, you're not learning. You're just all hoping, just giving it everywhere. But later, after you've closed it, you're a little bit more protective about letting it out. But you're a little more reserved. You understand. You've gained a little bit of wisdom, like, no, I'm not going to call that guy. Just kidding. Divine Mother, that she is supporting you in your healing heart. She wants you to connect to more profound joy of life. As you trust yourself and trust in her, you can heal every long-term karmic scars. Karmic scars. What does that mean? I mean, I'm healing the Lilith all the time. I'm healing all of them, which is the karma. You know what I mean? I didn't ascend because I had low vibrational feelings. Unforgiveness, hatred, anger, jealousy, envy, rage. All of those things in other lifetimes. Medusa, I was very angry. I was very angry. I had to overcome that. Which is what? I mean, I can't say that God stripped me of my looks in this life. But knowing what I look like in this life compared to my other lives, he did. People are like, you're beautiful. I was like, I guess. This isn't what God really made me. This isn't my first form. He's put me in much more beautiful fucking skin than this. And that's where I had to come to acceptance. You come to acceptance with something like that. As Medusa, I was nothing more than, a faithful priestess turned monster. It wasn't that I hated people after that happened to me. I only hated the God that did it to me. But I hated, that's where that self-loathing is, because I wasn't beautiful anymore. I didn't have a life. And that's where you're cutting yourself off from joy. Right here is what I'm seeing. It's like, Medusa, as we say, I could have gone out and did whatever I wanted if I could turn people to fucking stone. Instead, I hid from people. If I had that, you know what I mean? My power was my curse. I had the power to be free, and anybody that would look upon me would turn to rubble. But instead of going out and exerting it, I allowed it to destroy me and tie me up in a room. You know what I mean? To keep me bound. What was supposed to give you life is now killing you. It's a hard thing to learn. And that goes back to the Kali. It's like, why can't I, as a spirit, you sit there and you're like, not like the humans. Like, why can't I be like them? Why can't I look like them? That's any child trying to fit in at a lunchroom, you know what I mean? Just want to point that out. My eyes are just so tired. Alright, let's see. Long-term karmic scars. You can learn to return to love, to be in love, to live the love of your ever beautiful heart. And that's what it is. I had to love myself a whole bunch to go through this weekend. And by loving myself that much, what does that mean? I turn up my energetic field. I turn up the love inside of me. Now, naturally, all that light is going to hurt me. You'll catch me tomorrow laughing and full of joy and all jolly wally. But then it starts to explode inside of my body. And it'll take me to the next level. The next level is what? Well, your next challenge is what's standing in your way of being in love now. And that's where it is. We're always looking for these things. And we'll repeat patterns. We'll go back to something that you thought what didn't bother you, and now it bothers you again. For those who live from the heart space, it can be hard to remember what it was like before. Yet many still live in such a way, driven by fear, plagued by anxieties, hardened through living in a way that is oppressive to the spirit. I live like you. I wasn't born like this. I reborn like this. When I woke up, all it was a calling in my heart to fight the mind. I was just like you. And that's what the awakening is. Your heart's going to wake up and it's going to start trying to speak over your mind, and you need to listen to it. If you do, then you're going to be a super spiritual, powerful guru like myself. It's all in your heart. It's not in your mind. He tries to close his eyes and see something. Stupid, all you see is your imagination. I do it with my eyes open. It's not in the two eyes. It's in the third eye. You don't even have a third eye. How can you know about the chakras and not get visions? Because you don't have a crown. How come? Because the crown is given by the Most High and you keep denying Him. You deny His power, then you shall not own His power. You superficial son of a monkey. I'd be wanting to tear your ass up, but I'm supposed to be better. Save that shit for Russ, a man that can really handle it. Russ don't care if I talk shit to him. He thinks it's funny. Oh, she's mad at me again. That's how I feel. Oh, you mad? Mirror, mirror. Anyways, you can learn to return to love for those who live. Yeah. Yet many still live in that way. Yep. The Oracle asks you to acknowledge how far you have come and where you would like to go. Not so much in terms of external markers, but in terms of emotional freedom. If you've been focusing on healing a specific issue in your life, the Oracle indicates that you have the strength, wisdom, and courage of heart to accomplish that. I don't feel like I need to learn anything anymore. I feel like I've just completed everything. Really? One of the biggest accomplishments in all my years. For those who have had their heart broken in love in spiritual communities by friends or family members, by God or life itself, the message here is that something deeper is taking place. The shattering of structures, even of ideals, give the heart the opportunity to break free and open up to greater, more satisfying experience and expression of love. And it's like you can either shut down or open up even bigger. Do it better. Becoming non-defensive, softening, and opening to spirit with unconditional trust places you in a position of astonishing protection, empowerment, and grace. Did you hear it again? Becoming non-defensive. Hear me out. Softening and opening to spirit with unconditional trust places you in a position of astonishing protection, empowerment, and grace. Keep your heart open to the Divine Mother, though my stomach's burning like crazy now. Through that openness, the right one shall emerge at the right time. The walls we build around our hearts need to be broken down so we can fulfill our sacred purpose and path. Trust that the pain of your past do not have a place in your future. You don't have a future in the pain. You can't take the pain, which means you're going nowhere. The pain controls you. You don't control the pain. How do you get rid of it? You have to face it. Or it's going to keep haunting you. Pain doesn't go away unless you heal it. You can't run to a doctor for what hurts your heart. You can tell them it's your back and get a fucking pill, but you can't. That was my first awakening was my heart chakra. My heart was broken. And every Friday, when the moon comes up, when Venus, we're in that energy and the moon comes up over the night, you're in your emotions, your mind and your emotions through the moon energy, but now you're in Venus, which is in your heart. So for people like us, Fridays are just terrible. We have a lot of heartache to deal with. We know that energy, if we can make it through the whole week, we know that the planetary energy of Venus is going to push that shit to the surface. Now, for the rest of you that don't know, Venus is the morning star. It's the brightest star in the morning, so even in the morning, you're going to wake up with that heartbreak. It doesn't leave the atmosphere. The sun comes out and you can't see it anymore, but it's still there. Wait till the sun goes down, you'll see it again. Which is what? Your pain. It's not the only thing in there, but it's what's holding you back. You can't take your pain in the future. And you can't have a future with your pain. As you trust, where was I at? Other side. We built hearts. No matter what appears to be, she knows that the way through. Temper your fierce emotions without denying them. Keep bringing yourself back to your center. Continue to find the moderate and peaceful resting place within, even as you make radical progress on your path. The oracle predicts the successful completion of a time of spiritual initiation. I read it in my page. They told me I had to do this. They said you have to take it to this next level to get into that next level. You have to fight this fear. We've come too far. It's time. You have to take action on this one. No more running away.
Yeah.
Well, that's life, dude. Every weekend, the energy's pushing you to, stop running away from this. And just when you get through it, they're going to highlight another area that you've been running away from. When you start going through all of this, then there's no locked doors around you. You're breaking down all the walls that were keeping you in, which is nothing more than fear and pain. The oracle predicts the successful completion of a time of spiritual initiation. Grace yourself with a gift of relief and trust that all is well. And that's it. Where am I supposed to go from here? I have no idea, but I know it's all good because I don't know. Invocation. Rest your hands over your heart, sense, feel, or intend to make a heart connection with yourself. Not with someone else, bro. Feel your heart. It has a voice. Same as your mind. You have to learn to talk to the two. Hers are gently spinning in, let's see. Allow yourself to feel a heart connection with Kali. Your heart and hers are gently spinning in loving and playful dance with each other. Whatever you need to say to her, be it a prayer, a concern, or a feeling of gratitude, do so now. Speak to her from your heart. Do you know how to do that? How to project, Care Bear? Get out of the refrigerator. Enough. Go. This is the fourth time during this video you came in looking for shit. Place your hands, sorry, those snackers, they'll just keep snacking? I have a teenage boy that he's an endless pit. He'll eat everything. He'll eat everything. I don't even know if he's hungry or bored. I'm not sure, but they just do. Place your hands in prayer at your heart and repeat the mantra 7 times. Feel your heart connection with her deepening as you do so. What's the mantra? Hai Ma Kali. Allow yourself to be soothed by her presence within your heart as it becomes strong and radiant, shining love for the spiritual benefit of all beings. Finish by bowing your head to your hands in prayer. You have completed your ritual. Well, I felt it. And that's it. You can't have a heart activation without going through the mind. And every heart activation gets you closer to the light, where you have a power that no one else has. You have the light. Are you a light worker? Where you keep the light and you share it, you shine it for other people. You go to the dark places of people that are suffering and you spread light, joy, happiness, at least peace, understanding. You teach them forgiveness and compassion. You teach them about God when they're going through these things and how that it's okay. It's the job of the priestess. I have a lot of outreaching I have to do. Whatever time, let's go outside and talk to this guy about his master. Dude, I don't give a fuck. I have a fucking uncomfortability about people and their over masturbating behaviors. And to hear someone say that could have been all triggering, but I wasn't in the mind. I was in my heart. You know what I mean? Wolfman, you're losing, bud. And I said it yesterday 4 times. He has no heart. No, don't worry about him. He has no heart. No, he has no heart. That's why Russ has no power. He has no heart. He denies his feelings. That's why Lewis, that's why all of you are stuck. Because you won't listen to your heart and do what it says. So you're not going anywhere. You're going nowhere, dude. You can't go forward with the pain of the past. Marshall will never have a fucking another relationship with a female. Or anyone, really. Until he heals this. That shit will always come up to trigger him and make him run away from women. Just like he saw it do to me. My pain, my trauma always made me run away from something good. Until you deal with it, it's going to ruin any possibility of a bright new future. And that's what I mean. You can't have a future with your pain. It won't let it. It stands in your way. You have to deal with it. Okay? Tomorrow is Sunday Fun Day. We will be in the light. Tomorrow we're talking about orbs of light. It's funny. I see them often. Not always, but, you know, every once in a while. I saw one, I think it was this morning. What is it? You look at the light, and there's an orb. I used to see them like the full moon. That's my favorite orb, is the full moon orb. To me, and I've caught it on picture a couple of times, it is a rainbow. The orb is a rainbow. So I can look at streetlights early in the morning. Not all of them. It'll be like one out of all of them in the parking lot is doing it. Or sometimes like 3 of them. Where I look at them and there's an enormous orb around it, which looks like a fucking, a rainbow. So we'll talk about the orbs of light. Here's an example for those of you that really want to know. How many of you see black spots when you close your eyes? Or white spots? You see black spots and white spots? Those are orbs. Some of them aren't in the light. But that's what we're going to talk about, is when you recognize the orbs and what that has to do. And in order to, you know, be all powerful, you're going to need light. There's no dark practitioner that could take down Jesus. His love conquers all things. If you can be like Jesus and have that kind of love, that kind of discipline, that kind of understanding, that kind of faith, that kind of hope, that if you can have the Christ consciousness, then you're more powerful than any religion. As am I. Why? Because there's no laws against the fruit of the Spirit. If you have those fruits and you walk in that Spirit, nobody could say shit. Why? Because you're just a good person. They're just talking shit. Are you talking shit about a nun? That sounds stupid. Or you're making fun of nuns now? Yeah? How low will they go? Hey, I love you guys. I'll catch you tomorrow. Haters, haters.